Hello everyone, I'm your hostess with the mostest, 8 Second Gaming, and in today's video we're going to be breaking down exactly how you can start to counter Seer. Because in this meta, scans are super annoying and you see Seer in basically every single team comp that's out there right now. So somebody that's helped me develop a style of defeating Seer is actually NRG Sweet Dreams. So I'm going to be breaking down two of his fights where I can break it down and show you guys exactly how he uses Seer to counter Seer and how he counters Seer without of Seer. So we're going to be jumping into that. But just quickly, if you guys want to get better at Apex, you guys want to learn all the ins and outs of the games, then you need to check out the GameLeap website right now. Over there, we have top level coaches creating the best guides and courses, up to 10 a week that are site exclusive, so you won't find them anywhere else. So if you guys want to get some VOD reviews, some gun guides, some legend guides, click the link in the description, pick yourself up a membership, and start to improve today. But okay, let's jump into the video here and start to break down this fight. Now in this fight here, Sweet is pushing a team that is holding down this building right here. Now he is looking over in this general area because there is somebody that's split off, and when you have a crossfire angle like this, you want to pretty much hold it as much as you can, because when they start to cross over here to try to get to their team, there's this entire area that you have here to basically try to one clip them, try to get some shots out with your team. And he does have a fairly kitted devotion. I mean, he's only really missing a purple stock, and then he's fully kitted. So he does have the option to basically take somebody out of the fight completely if he does get some shots out there when they start to cross. However, he does get shot by a bow right here, and he has to pop a battery. And then he does also get Seer queued, so the battery gets interrupted, and the team is able to make a play to get back to each other. Now, Sweet's team is actually super good at creating some cover fire so that he doesn't get immediately pushed, because they have the micro drones on him, so it's potential that he could have been swung on, the team could try to nade him out, but Sweet's team was able to really cover him well. And if your teammate's in this situation where they're being pressured by a team with a Seer, you have to have some form of cover fire. Even if it's not a Seer, even if it was like a Bloodhound, if you are able to cover them, you have to be looking to do that, because then it basically negates this entire micro drone section, because they're not able to do anything with this information. And when they're not doing anything with the information, that gives your team just a little bit more of an opportunity. Now with this, they throw the ultimate down as soon as Sweet's team's about to push, because they do want to have the information as Sweet's team is approaching. Now this is where Sweet's team really shows how to counter this here, because as you can see, they're all pushing the same side of the building. They're all together here, but they're taking different angles. So you can see that it's not a spot where they can get singled out. If Sweet gets really hurt and he has to back off to, say, this corner over here, then his team is still able to cover him when he's in that corner, because they're right here and they're able to provide cover fire so he can't get swung out on. So they're covering different angles, but they're still close enough together that they can help each other. And that's something you guys really need to pay attention to when you're pushing a Seer team, because when they have these wall hacks, they have this information on you. You don't want to give them opportunities to single somebody out, because then that can mean the end of your fight, because then they can change it into a 2v3 type thing. So when Sweet goes to push here, he does go for some PK shots. He does take a lot of damage, and then he goes for an arc star stick on this door. But he doesn't realize that there's a Watson gen up, so it does kind of get eaten almost instantly. But he does have the turbocharged devotion, and his teammates are creating this super hardcore crossfire through this other door. So they're shooting this way, so this entire area is unplayable. So whoever, like the Seer was over in this corner, he couldn't move because like there's just this massive crossfire, and then the Watson tries to make a hero play and it also gets kind of caught in that. But then there's like a random Valkyrie that just comes out of nowhere, and they basically get obliterated in a couple seconds because they try to isolate Sweet on that door. You could see that the Seer was trying to isolate him, and then the Watson tried to come in and help him out. But because Sweet's team had played those tight angles, they were able to cover each other and just completely negate the Seer ult, completely negate the singling out. And that's just exactly how you should play it when you're playing against a Seer in that situation. But jumping into our next fight now, what if you're using Seer on your team and you want to learn how you can counter Seer with Seer? Because Seer is really popular. You're going to run into other Seers if you're playing him. So you really want to understand how you can use your abilities better than the other person and come out on top in the fight. Now in this one, Sweet's team did get some really good opening damage on a caustic that happened right here and forced him to go back into the building the long way. So right here, Sweet's team is just going to try and move up on that damage and be kind of as aggressive as they can while he has to heal. Now Sweet did take a little bit more damage than he could, like he had to, because he was trying to finish the caustic, but it's not a huge deal. So when he comes over here, he was trying to cut the caustic off because he wasn't sure if the caustic had gone up and around into the building over here on the doors that are on this side, or if he had gone kind of over back here to try to heal over top on the little ledge that's like over here. I guess I could circle that instead. So when he threw out that Q, the Q wasn't to try and hit somebody that was in the building. He knows that the other two people were in this side right here. That Q was to try to hit the caustic out because he wasn't sure exactly where the caustic was going. And if you can eliminate where he isn't, you can basically figure out where he is. So that was just why that Q kind of seemed a little bit random and why it didn't hit anything, because he was trying to figure out where the caustic had gone. But now in this fight here, you can see that Sweet's team is trying to basically siege this building against the caustic, which isn't very easy. So you want to start taking bit by bit away from the caustic and their team. So right now they've taken this side of the building and that is completely theirs. And the caustic team can't really walk up because now the caustic team would have to be on the offensive. Now the Sweets team kind of has this side of the building locked down. They want to be holding that. And you can see that the Seer throws out his ultimate because he wants to know exactly how they're planning to push this. And they all kind of go their separate ways because right now they have the Seer team on the ropes because they were able to get some good initial damage out, and they were able to force the team kind of back into a corner because they were able to take this side of the building. They are now on the defensive, and Sweet's team is able to wait out this ultimate because you don't have to rush into something like this if you don't have to, or you don't want to rush into something like this if you don't have to. If you don't have to play inside somebody else's Seer ult, then there's no point to play in. Right now, they're just kind of hanging out on the outskirts of it, trying not to give them too much information. But as soon as they have a little bit of an opportunity, then you can see Seer pop his ultimate, the Sweet pop his Seer ultimate, so that him and his team can now get the information that they need in order to turn this fight in their favor. And you can see that these guys are all playing the bottom floor right now. You can see that they're not really trying to challenge the top floors, and that's allowing Sweet and his team to start going for some nades and potentially taking the top floor, which they do, and now they control the stairs. And when they control the stairs like this is forcing this team to now make a decision. Do they allow kind of Noct to continue to take the top floor and hold that away from them and try to play on the bottom floor with the caustic, or do they try to fully rush the top floor and try to isolate that fight? But if you don't make that decision fast enough, which most teams don't, it's really a split-second decision, and most of the time you're not going to make that decision fast enough. But because they don't make that decision fast enough, Sweet is able to get a massive amount of damage out on these two that are on the stairs here. You can see he's already hit for 32 and 46. So that is a huge amount of damage on these teammates that are going up the stairs, and he's able to do even more as they start running up already. And because he was able to get that much damage out, and Noct is such a fantastic player on his own, then Noct was able to finish off the job. So he was able to come up, finish off the Seer on their team with his Peacekeeper, and really show how just kind of holding back a little bit, making sure that the Seer team is on the ropes, taking small little bits of the building away from them, really shows how you can counter Seer because they weren't really able to get any information out from his ultimate. They played on the outskirts of it until they were able to get an opportunity, which was that team fully taking the bottom floor. They were able to capitalize off that, and that is how they countered the Seer in this situation. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something new. Seer is really tough in this meta, and there's a lot of different ways that he can play, so it's really hard to counter him, but this is just a couple ways how you guys can start to incorporate that into your game. If you guys enjoyed this video and want to stay up to date with the latest and greatest Apex Legends tips, tricks, and news, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button, and if you want to be notified when we post new videos, don't forget to hit that bell also. Thank you guys all for watching. Once again, I'm 8 Second Gaming, and I will see you guys in the next one.